Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here for KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Whitney Ward. We begin tonight as the Pend Oreille County murder trial for one of the men accused of killing Jason Fox started today. Riley Hillstad is facing several charges, including murder, related to the death of the 19-year-old. Fox was found in a shallow grave outside of Newport 2 years ago. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley was in the courtroom today. She shares more now on what attorneys told the jury in their opening arguments.
Riley Hillstad is described in court documents as the ringleader who orchestrated Jason Fox's death in 2020. This morning, attorneys described to the jury why they should find him either guilty or not guilty for the 19-year-old's death. 22 Juergens Road, just in case something happens to me. This was the last text 19-year-old Jason Fox sent to his family before his death. An emergency ping to his cell phone led police to that very address. And on October 4th, 2020, law enforcement found Fox's body in a 3-foot hole with his hands tied behind his back. Police arrested 5 men in connection with Fox's murder. Today, Riley Hillstad faces a jury for his involvement in the murder.
This case is about the death of Jason Fox at the hands of the defendant.
Pend Oreille County Prosecutor Dolly Hunt outlined to the jury how the suspect's story changes throughout the search for Fox. She says Hillstad initially told police he had not seen Fox for a month, but later admits to seeing him on September 15th, 2020.
He'll state to law enforcement that he never spoke to Mr. Fox on that date and that that was the last time that he saw Mr. Fox. He further tells law enforcement during this contact that he doesn't like Mr. Fox and that he does not want him around.
Hillstad's defense attorney argues his interactions with Fox was limited. She acknowledges Hillstad was with Fox and other suspects at the shop on the property. She paints Claude Merritt as the aggressor who took Fox's phone and read his text messages.
The messages caused Riley to get angry, and he grabbed the phone from Mr. Merritt and threw it down on the ground and smashed it.
From then on, the defense argues Hillstad stayed away from the group to do drugs and continue working on the property. The jury is expected to hear testimony from law enforcement, the medical examiner, and a mix of witnesses and suspects who saw Fox the day he died. The trial for Hillstad will resume on Monday morning. Reporting from the Pend Oreille County Courthouse, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Well, new tonight, a Coeur d'Alene Middle School yearbook is facing some criticism from parents after asking questions of students like, what would you go to prison for and what weapon would you use? Parents of Canfield Middle School students started raising alarm bells today on social media over the violent theme of this year's yearbook. One of the pages for the 6th grade witnesses said 7th grade victims and 8th grade suspects. Among the most jarring images was a fake gun pointed at students by a member of the staff. Now, according to the school district, the principal did send a letter to parents on Thursday night saying in part, unfortunately, some of the pages reference violence, which we, of course, absolutely do not condone in our building and in our district. On behalf of Canfield Middle School, I offer my apology for anyone that is offended by any content in the yearbook. He continued saying again, please know there was absolutely no intent to truly condone violent behavior. Rather, they were going with a mystery theme. Now, a statement from the school district said this content clearly is inappropriate for a school yearbook, and the district deeply regrets that the yearbook was published with this material. It continued, the school will immediately offer full refunds to any family who requests one. The Benoit County Sheriff's Office is searching for a missing woman. Take a look. In a Facebook post, 29-year-old Rochelle Griffin was last seen on June 4th at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. So anyone with information on where to find her should please contact the Sheriff's Office. That number is at the bottom of your screen. The 9-year-old girl who was attacked by a cougar in Stevens County last month was back in the hospital today, but taking the next steps in her recovery. According to her GoFundMe page, Lily went back to the hospital to undergo surgery to get some of her stitches removed and replaced. Now, this is the first step in getting her life back on track. Next week, she and her family will be headed to Seattle for another surgery on a facial nerve to try and repair her eye. The GoFundMe page that was set up for her has now raised more than $100,000. To learn more about her recovery, just text the word Lily to 509-448-2000. We'll send a link right to your phone. Spokane's largest local art market back in full force on June 18th. After being canceled in 2020 and then modified for 2021, 90 local artists will be back in person offering their local art, most for less than $100. Admission is free. This year's event will have live music and a 360 video photo booth as well. All right, we have finally made it to the weekend, or we are right on the cusp of the weekend. We already saw some rain today, so we want to go outside now to our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo, as we talk a little bit about the weather that we can expect for the weekend. Jeremy?
Whitney, you know, it's one of those ones where, yeah, we saw some rain today, and you might be thinking you're in the clear for the rest of the night, but unfortunately we have showers knocking on the door, and by the 6 o'clock hour, we are back in the rain. 64 degrees right now. Doesn't feel too bad, and I'm here to tell you 64 by now is starting to feel rather warm for me. It's that steady stream of moisture moving into the northwest that keeps showers in the forecast. And here comes our next batch, already moving into central Washington and quickly making its way toward us here in eastern Washington and Idaho. It will be here within the next couple of hours. So all that moisture moves in. Notice by 6 o'clock, we are back in the rain. I'll be standing out here in the rain telling you about it. And then we hang on to that rain overnight, and as we wake up Saturday morning, it is pretty early, but we are going to be seeing some heavier showers. Notice they kind of follow Interstate 90, then up and over the mountain pass. Those eventually move out, but Saturday afternoon, it's more scattered showers and the chance of a rumble of thunder across the region. Rain moves in here in the next couple hours and sticks around all night and early tomorrow over the weekend. It's not a full-on wash. We should catch some breaks Saturday afternoon, and Sunday morning looks to be dry.
All right, Jeremy, thank you. Well, the House Select Committee began a series of hearings last night designed to show the evidence they have uncovered so far in the investigation into the attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. Tonight, Natalie Brand is on Capitol Hill with details about what was unveiled in last night's primetime hearing.
Showing new video and releasing new details. The Select Committee investigating the January 6th U.S. Capitol attack began laying out its case against former President Donald Trump.
January 6th was the culmination of an attempted coup.
Donald Trump oversaw and coordinated a sophisticated 7-part plan to overturn the presidential election and prevent the transfer of presidential power.
Committee Vice Chair Liz Cheney said the former president did not make a single call to law enforcement to protect the Capitol. Then Vice President Mike Pence did.
That day, it was just hours of hand-to-hand combat.
Capitol Police Officer Caroline Edwards, who suffered a traumatic brain injury, described the Capitol as a war zone that day.
I mean, I saw friends with blood all over their faces. I was slipping in people's blood.
The next hearing is scheduled for Monday. The committee says it will show the former president's inner circle told him claims of election fraud were false.
I made it clear I did not agree with the idea of saying the election was stolen and putting out this stuff, which I told the president was.
I respect Attorney General Barr. So I accepted what he was saying.
But Vice Chair Cheney says Pennsylvania Congressman Scott Perry and multiple GOP congressmen sought presidential pardons for their roles in attempting to overturn the election.
We have the documentation.
House GOP leaders have called the investigation political and illegitimate. CBS News spoke to Illinois Congressman Adam Kinzinger, one of 2 Republicans on the panel.
History is going to judge this time. And people are picking sides right now on what side of history they want to be judged on.
The committee expects to release its full report this fall after several more hearings this month. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And after the hearing last night, former President Donald Trump responded on social media saying, quote, "The rush on the Capitol was not caused by me. It was caused by a rigged and stolen election," end quote. The next public hearing will be on Monday, but again, the full findings of the investigation not expected to be revealed for several more months. Still to come tonight, record high gas and consumer prices forcing many Americans just to rethink their budgets. When we come back after the break, we're taking a look at all the areas of life seeing big jumps in prices and when we can expect the next jump.